This is a certified hood classic.
All rise, orders the court. It is time. And my God, am I happy to see everybody. We've been without power since 3:47 this morning, so just in time.
Well, at least it wasn't hot.
At least it wasn't hot. This is so weird, but as soon as the power goes out, I'm awake. Boom, right up. I was sleeping good too. I just don't understand.
Because it got too quiet.
I guess so. I don't hear my fan, then all of a sudden I freak out. Yeah.
I get that. But I'm glad you made it back. I was very concerned. I was worried we weren't going to be able to have court today, but luckily we are.
Figured it
and
out.
We're making up for the last time we missed a day. So no, this isn't anything Florida related, but it's still just as fun. Two very different, very strange cases that have absolutely positively nothing to do
Nothing.
with each other. Nothing.
Great.
Enjoy.
You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
And then go ahead. So before you go, I just want to, you just had a hearing. You folks just had a hearing, didn't you, in Kitsap County?
Correct.
And when was that hearing?
December 19th,
Okay, and where do you work?
UniFirst in Puyallup.
We're moving at the speed of light today here.
Why
in
didn't you
court.
get this back in front of the judge in Kitsap County who ruled on these things earlier?
That was her having a no contact order against me that the judge
No, I
threw
know,
out.
but it's the same. I know that, but it's same. Seems to be the same parties kind of writing out of the same case. Kind of makes sense to me to get it back in front of the same person who kind of could get the context of the whole thing. But go ahead. Now I'll hear from you why you feel you need an order against Ms. Bargmeyer.
Oh, no. That was the other lady.
Contact and harassment order off Ms. Bargmeyer. In our previous court, I had mentioned that I wasn't sure if she was involved in a lot of emails sent to my fiance and I that were a lot of degrading. After going back, a lot of degrading, a lot of harassment.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. What's going on?
Bargmeyer had contacted my work to try to compromise my job and had lied about the statement she gave my work to try and get me fired. We are just done with these emails. We are done with her contacting us. We are done with any part of her.
Sorry,
and we
were
in the truck, and we would like to be left alone.
Did she contact you at all following that last hearing, or is it just I saw in there that she made some complaints to the work, or what exactly?
She had made some complaints to my work that I had she had a no contact order on me the day that I drove by her house. She had tried to get me banned from quote unquote her city, which is in my district of work.
Where does she live?
In Bremerton.
Oh, they're doing it again.
You work in Puyallup?
Yes, sir.
While the guys in the truck figure their shit out, I say thank you to Mark for the first $10 of the day. Go Sports!
Ravens got a good team. We'll see how far it gets them. I know Lamar Jackson is one of my top draft picks going into my YouTube draft lottery thing with other YouTube people that don't get no fucking money.
Yeah, cheap bastards. These guys know how to do this shit.
By the way, guys in the truck, what in the hell? I
I
know people send these in and we just, watch them, but can we do a little better?
I mean, seriously, can we do the adjustments before we go live, maybe? I don't know. I just...
Like, come on.
Tiny Piggy, thank you, TGIF.
Indeed.
What about your job takes you to Bremerton?
It's a delivery service.
I see.
He's always giving us package out.
But again, the only interaction that took place after the hearing in Kitsap County was her contacting your work.
Hey now.
Yes.
Ms. Bliss, raise your right hand, please.
Yes, sir.
You swear and affirm the information and testimony.
Hold on.
Gary, thank you. Go Broncos. Sports.
Am I to believe
This is the fiance, maybe?
that he went from Jennifer to Courtney up there?
Well, did he ever say that they were lovers, though? Or
I don't know. I
I
mean,
think
why
it's
else
not-
would you tell him to stay out of your town and all this other stuff? And
out of my town.
stay away from me, you pervert.
Get out of the city.
It's strange one already. Sports.
Did she say? Did they say that they dated though? Oh,
I
don't
mean,
think
it's the
they
automatic
did.
assumption, right?
It is for me, but I mean, there's a lot of other.
They were dangin', baby. Dangin'.
They were dang.
Dangin'.
Truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
You can put your hand down. Anything you wish to add at this time?
No, just this, basically the same that I'd like to not be contacted. No emails, no text messages. Unfortunately, prior to John being served for the previous case, we didn't have a name for this person or anything behind what was going on until they finally surfaced for this last court case. And that's why we chose to go ahead and try to just get this all
A
ended.
mystery woman.
She does sound like she's under the water, so it's
Um,
possible she's a mermaid. Of
Ms.
sorts.
Bargmeyer, could you raise your right hand, please? You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
Where did she come from? See? Yeah, whatever.
What's your position on all of this?
Well, first, sir, they did file 2 protection orders onto 1 petition. Miss Bliss was not involved in the previous protection order, but there have 2 alleged different incidents. So it's not fair to me to defend myself against 2 people muddling their alleged incidents together. In addition, Mr. Orem did ask for a realignment in the previous court case.
What's this all about?
Good question.
Mr. Orem's
Have to say.
Mr. Orem created a fake Facebook account with his friend Brent Hagen and decided to.
You know what I call Brent? The hog.
Grab onto the hogging, baby.
Yeah, let's go for a ride, baby. Madonna, thank you for the 20 bones. Sports.
They made a fake Cowboys. I don't know how they'll do this year. I don't know. Broncos are going to be in the toilet. I'm not worried about them at all. Gary.
Reached out to 20 plus friends of mine, 5 family members, 1 family member 5 times. Mr. Orem also tried to reach out on his Facebook page. He reached out onto his Instagram page. He drives for a commercial delivery service, sir. His closest delivery was a grocery store about a mile away. I live in county. I don't live off a main street. You have to have an effort to get to my house. He drove by my house and then the next day on Instagram decided to describe
Okay, but hang
my
on just
vehicle.
a second. Just a second here. You said that he reached out and created a fake account and talked to you and all this stuff.
Yes.
I mean, why? What was the basis for that?
Because he's mad that I reached out to someone.
He said,
Who'd you reach out to?
kindly, please send some gift cards, I believe is what he had said when he sent those messages.
Reached out to someone.
Jennifer.
A different woman once.
Any of these folks?
Tiny Piggy, thank you.
So none of them. What? None of this makes any sense.
Or
No.
doing all the harassing, sir.
And how does she know that he even drove by anyways? Was she sitting out there?
Well, she said, yeah, he doxed her the next day.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Mhm.
Are we trying to say she's a home wrecker?
I hope we get more facts.
Did you contact his work?
He says I contacted his work on the day that we left court. However, in the evidence that he submitted, his vehicle information, the chat was actually the day before. And my complaint was that there was a delivery vehicle. There was a delivery vehicle that drove into my neighborhood that shouldn't have been there. And he followed up with Instagram the next day describing my vehicle and saying that I should wave as he drives by. So the first was, yes, I contacted before our court hearing and said that I currently had a temporary protection order against him, but he drove by my work and I felt that that was unsafe. And so they took down my complaint. They said they understood. And then Mr. Orem he actually got the incident report. UniFirst did give him the incident report with my name and my address, and you can actually see my phone number on there, which is actually a violation of privacy.
Was a temporary order entered in
Kitsap?
Kitsap?
Yes.
And your position is it was a day before the hearing?
Yes. He even submitted, the evidence he submitted even confirms that. If you look on vehicle information, it actually, when it says notes 12/18/23, chat received from Jennifer.
Got it. Mr. Orem, any response to that?
Yeah. So the date of the time where I drove by the house, to go back to her further statement, she has been reaching out to friends, any female friends of mine. She's been studying up fake emails, but she had mentioned to a female friend of mine that her and I were sleeping together.
It is.
I was trying to mess up my fiance and I's relationship by saying this.
It is.
She reached out to this female friend that she had no clue. She admitted that she was sleeping with me to this person. So yes, when her name surfaced on December 1st, I believe I drove by her house to see if I recognized her. There was no protection order on that day. The protection order was served on the 6th of December or the 5th of December.
Question for you. Can you put back up KCC's comment downplaying us saying they were lovers? Because that's what she's fucking claiming.
That is what she's claiming. Do you believe it? I don't know what to believe.
I mean,
he doesn't. He did not say that they haven't slept with each other. He just said that she's outing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, every once in a while, a guy will ride a bicycle and he hopes nobody will see him on the bicycle. And if he gets caught on the bicycle, you're like, I didn't ride that bicycle. That wasn't me. I was in a car.
Huh. Every 15 months.
15 biggins.
I don't know what to. Don't forget, she's claiming that during that drive-by is when that already was in place. Also, no contact.
So all this started because she was contacting all the females on his Facebook,
right,
saying, "Hey, we're bumping real uglies over here, trying to break up him and Courtney." So then he made a fake account to go after her with his buddy the hog.
So after I received the protection order, I did not drive by her house. I did not contact her. So I don't know where that's in place, but yeah, there's been no harassing on my part. We were simply trying to find out who she is and what her madness is behind this, telling people that she's sleeping with me. I've never met this woman, never seen this woman.
Yeah. Have we confirmed now? Courtney is she the fiance?
Courtney is the fiance, the attractive lady.
Yeah.
And he's never heard of, because you got to remember when they first got the papers for the harassment order, He had no idea who the hell Jennifer Bargermarger over here was.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
He's never met her. He doesn't know her, has nothing to do with her. And she just out of the blue started telling people, John is putting it on me.
Listen, if I were John and I was in this situation, I would make it abundantly clear that I do not know this lady. I would make it abundantly clear that we did not have any sexual relations or anything like that. I would just come. I would be like, Judge, are you listening to me?
Yeah, I would be going nuts.
So I'm a little bit on the fence with the way he's a little wishy-washy to me.
He's not. You're saying he's not being more aggressive about his denial.
I think I think there might be more to this story, and I think that he actually might know Jennifer. That's my opinion. Bethany, welcome. Making great choices today.
Welcome.
Do you believe him? Do you think that he's never met her, never effed with her, anything?
I don't think he's ever banged her. No. Maybe he knows her some way.
Brandy, 5 for Friday. I like that. 5 for Friday.
Hey. Oh, maybe
down.
one of his friends.
Yeah.
Maybe. And today's your birthday. Happy birthday.
I didn't even say that. Happy birthday.
Creed only sees money.
Right.
Maybe one of his friends has been talking to the Bargamer here.
Happy birthday!
And used John's name or profile picture or something.
He could be the cat fished or.
Yeah, so the catfishing person used all his shit. Yeah, and he didn't know somebody was doing it.
Oh, I like that.
Deal
kindly send gift cards.
By the way, today's members only will feature romance scams. So make sure you're there for that.
We're going to be romance scamming somebody. We've got a box with $300,000. Oh, no, it got held up in Dallas. It's so close to you. I need fees and taxes, please. Thank you.
Worse than that.
Tristan, ever seen this woman? Just want her out of my life.
All right.
Rob.
Ma'am, Ms. Bargmeyer, anything you'd like to say at this time?
Yeah, if you watch actually the video that I posted on Orem and emails, he actually admitted in court that I had nothing to do with this. So you can watch the video that he supports my case that I did not send any of these emails. So he either lied in court then or he's lying in court now.
Oh,
there's screenshots of a series of texts.
Thank you.
Who submitted those?
A lot of those were submitted from her and the previous.
And they
we resubmitted hers. Those were disregarded. Yes, I did say that
I have to?
Have been caught up in something, but after reading some of her texts, the verbiage is still the same. So being that we haven't had a name, so we are linking
your texts
her
aren't that your text, if I'm reading them correctly, some of them don't really reflect all that well on you either there, Mr. Orem.
No, sir. No, sir.
All right. So here's what's going to happen here today.
I wish you would read them.
Can I add something, please?
Yes.
The day after our court hearing, I did get a text from a fake number that actually referenced the incident report, quoted the incident report. And later in those texts, I do have it under Orem hearing.
Hey now.
Further down, that it does quote the incident hearing and also sends a picture of me. It talks about my employment. It asks what military base I work on, but hey, I already know. The same context was all in the same conversations I had with Mr. Orem on Instagram. So he's continued to contact him or his friends.
Well, the only thing in front of me here now is Mr.
Not sure if it's been mentioned yet, but feel free to check it out anytime. It's on the channel.
No, it's not.
It's gone now. What about We Got to Chase?
Nope. You had to be there, Creed.
Thanks, ABC7. To Random New York Lawyer, we were there.
Obviously, you weren't, or you didn't know what happened.
That's right. So now we're not telling you.
Orem, Ms. Bliss's petition against Ms. Bargmeyer. Unlawful harassment is a knowing and willful course of conduct directed at a specific person that seriously alarms, annoys, harasses, or is detrimental to such person that serves no legitimate or lawful purpose. Course of conduct must be such as would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotional distress unless
Paula, thank you. $5 Friday continues with Lady Sky as well. Both of you, thank you. Thank you. I can't quite read her. She seems like a very pissed off woman.
She is, she's lurking kind of in the shadows a little bit.
Hasn't had much to say.
I mean, do you think for once, unless this guy has a history of
like Griggsy,
banging robust women.
Like Griggsy.
Like Griggsy. We know he's got, his record's like a cemetery, baby. He's got bodies. I don't know. Maybe she's just like, I can't believe this crazy person. We're having to deal with this crazy person. Oh, of course, Steve.
Cause substantial emotional stress to the petitioner. Apparently, there was a hearing back in December. And at that hearing, Ms. Bergmeyer brought the petition against Mr. Orem. That was denied. Mr. Orem at the hearing asked to realign the parties and asked for an order against Ms. Bargmeyer. That was also denied. Since then, doesn't appear to me that there's, Ms. Bargmeyer says, well, there's some block number, but I can't make a finding that that was Mr. Orem. Mr. Orem said he's had no contact from Ms. Bargmeyer. The date that was reported appears to be the day before the hearing when an actual order was in place. And so at this point, based on the evidence presented, I'm not going to find that a course of harassment against Mr. Orem or Ms. Bliss was occurred. And so the request for an order will be denied.
Denied.
Did he get it right? I don't think we had enough. I don't believe Orem. I believe he may have been attached to her in some way, shape, or form.
Why didn't we drag the hog in?
Right? The Hogginator.
Yeah, his boy that supposedly was involved in this. Maybe he could have answered some of these questions that John couldn't.
I think there's a lot more to that story. But
Denied.
on to the next that has everything to do with the first. I mean, nothing to do with the first.
Nothing to do with it. Totally irrelevant.
Agreed, Paisley. Nice hat, bro.
Sweet hat. Is this guy one of those, what do they call them?
Okay.
Sudan people? Drive the little cars in the parade?
David Cottrell.
Friars?
The little go-karts.
Good morning, Your Honor. Max Manugian appearing on behalf of David Cottrell.
Nice hair, Max.
Cottrell? Hello, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Mr. Cottrell, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yep. I just want to clarify, Mr. Manugian, he is not appearing on my behalf. He is here to be relieved.
Shriners, yes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Cottrell. You're going to have to speak up. I can't hear you.
He's got a fish fry coming up.
I can hear you much better now.
Okay, Mr. Manugian is not here for representation for me. Mr. Manugian is the request was made in error for the record. I believe the last time I spoke with this court, I made an incorrect assessment.
It's fine. So you are Mr. Manugian. Do you have a request to withdraw from this case then?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you
Manugian out.
Mr. Cottrell, do you object to his request to withdraw then, based on your representations?
Oh no, I do not. I do not reject.
Mr. Manugian, you're all set. You're allowed to withdraw.
Mr. Manugian.
Oh shit.
Mr. Cottrell, you have a question?
Yeah, he wants to talk.
I had a quick question for Mr. Manugian. I just wanted him to text me your address, Mr. Manugian. That'd be all for you. And thank you again, Mr. Manugian.
Text me your address.
Obligation to text him your address.
Thank you, Judge.
I mean, not for. That's not okay.
Off to a great start.
Is that thing back there to measure how tall he is with the hat on?
Can't force him to do anything.
Well, no, not for purposes of my attorney purposes, for other purposes.
I want to send him a beautiful gift basket.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a request for a different issue.
I'd like to stop by and knock on his door, Yana.
So
I want to drop by there.
Your attorney, is it your desire to have a different attorney, hire your own attorney, be your own attorney?
Look at those medals.
Mr. Cottrell.
My desire for the record is I am impropriate personam. I'm not a pro se litigant, or I'm impropriate or pro per. That is my desire. Or I guess we'll call it self-representation now.
You're going to have to put that mic back up closer.
Okay, can you hear me?
Much better.
Okay. I'm sorry.
For whatever reason, that mic is not picking up real well.
Absolute garbage.
Okay, so all right, I'm going to make a note.
Represent yourself in court. Get a better
one second.
mic.
I'm going to make it.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Sound check. Is this better?
Much better.
Check.
Okay.
Check.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
So I'm indicating for the file that Mr. Manoogian was allowed to withdraw.
Is that like a Medal of Honor or something?
It's pretty fancy, whatever it is.
It's no Purple Heart.
Okay. So I guess my question, since we have to, we have to clarify for the record, you are not asking for an assigned attorney anymore. There was a request for one.
Welcome to
indicate that was a mistake. You are not asking for that anymore. Is that correct?
It's not like my thing I got from the Bangladesh police.
Right. And that you're also
you want to zoom in on that, baby?
I should not expect to see any other attorney showing up on your behalf. You're not hiring somebody. The only person that's going to be here discussing this case that's been levied against you will be you.
The case levied against the what is the account or the transmitting utility with the name that's similar to mine. The name is similar to not my name, but the name on the account is similar to my appellation. I'm sorry. So let's clarify that for the record. So I'm going to say that one more time, Your Honor, just to clarify that for the record. The charges are levied to the account with the same. It sounds like it's similar to my appellation.
Rhymes with.
For the record. So if that's what you mean, then yes, I guess I can agree with that.
Official.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what your intent is.
I have, sir. We can just walk through this real simply. I have a case on my docket today that has the name of David Cottrell. When it came for the time for that case to be called, I looked in my waiting room and I saw an individual that had in brackets David Cottrell. As is commonplace, when I see that, then I bring that person in. It's the time for that case to be called. I take a look at the file. In that file, 2301420, David Cottrell is charged with driving on an expired license and driving with expired plates. I have a copy of a proposed offer from the prosecutor. The prosecutor took a look at your file, has seen that David Cottrell got a valid license shortly after this incident. So they're recommending a dismissal of the driving while license expired in exchange for a plea of responsible to expired plates. The expired plates ticket is a civil infraction as opposed to the driving while license expired, which is a misdemeanor. The driving while the expired plates ticket carries with it no points and a $130 fine. That was the offer from the prosecutor today because David Cottrell took care of his license and now
the judge is doing his best.
Longer expired or invalid in any way, shape, or form with driving privileges. So the question I guess I have for you, sir, is there's an offer on the table. I'm not involved with the offer. I just have a copy of it. If you're not interested in that, sir, that's fine. It doesn't matter to me if you want to have a trial on this case. I am fine with that as well. But I just want to make sure that you understood that there was an offer out there. I think that would be
Edward
would be wrong of the court,
my man,
to not inform you of that.
Must be a grass fire somewhere.
That's basically all I'm doing today.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
Hi, Buzz.
I can hear you now. Much better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. So let me start from the top.
Oh shit.
I'm here on behalf to represent the named defendant. We just happen to have the same,
Coincidence.
It happens that my appellation and the name is, similar. So
Okay, so you're not the person charged with the crime?
I'm here to represent as an authorized representative for the defendant, Your Honor, to take care or handle those.
My
affairs.
man.
Okay, so
I understand.
So the only way just
Well, no, we're not going to play this. We're not going to play this. We're not going to play the game where you understand I'm the authorized representative. Or
no, sir. This is the way that one. I'm gonna hit you on mute for just a second. We're not going to talk about things like playing games. This court does not play games. This court just simply laid that out. So,
Judge was very patient.
Yes,
especially given the fact
now he's saying they're playing games.
The court has
it's his terrible microphone, Becca.
Set forth what I know. All right. To start off with the idea that the court is playing games, I think is disrespectful. And I think it's fair for me to express that to you. And so let's not go down that path. So I'm going to let you, sir, say what you need to say.
We just happen to have the same name.
We'll have to make a decision on what it does next. So whatever it is that you need to say, go ahead.
Okay, yes, I'm tired of these games.
I would like to just take maybe 3 days to assess the offer that the plaintiff has submitted. Because also we have submitted information as well in regards to this matter that we would like the plaintiff to also take some time to look over and consider. So I think that's a fair trade.
What you have requested, time to consider options, perfectly reasonable. So I have no issue with that whatsoever. The only one concern that I have is you did submit something to the court that I certainly will want to make sure that the prosecutor has seen. There is
I'm sorry,
red. What's that?
You said, I'm sorry, did you say the who?
The prosecutor, anything that's submitted to the court.
Oh, you mean the plaintiff, Your Honor?
Well, they go by prosecutor. In this particular circumstance, you may describe them as something different, but they go by prosecutor. But at least that's what they've requested. So when I'll give them a chance to review what you provided, because anything that's provided by either side, if the prosecutor provided me with something, you'd have to see it. All right. So it works both ways. Yeah. But before I share that with him, it's been, this document has been in basically contained in a sort of plastic encasing, because we could not verify what this substance was that was on this document. Is this ink? Is this blood? What is this, sir? Do you know?
What?
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I guess we're having a misunderstanding. It was another document submitted today, about 10 o'clock, between 9:30. It was an affidavit, a notarized document.
I don't have that yet.
He submitted a paper that looked like it had been
blood
put on it, and they had to put it in a plastic container because they didn't know what the substance was.
Oh, that is just that. I also wouldn't put it past him. But now he's like, no, he didn't even answering that. He's like, no, I submitted something new.
Something different. And by the way, is Steinberger drunk over here?
My
man.
Listen, it's been days filled with grass fires.
It's that season.
It is. It's grass fire season. Edwin just can't.
My man.
Also, think about how many girlfriends Edwin has. He has so many. And every one of them just stacked like you guys.
He needs to watch today's members only.
I'm sorry. That's what I was referring to, Your Honor. I apologize. Yep, there was another documentation that was submitted this morning to the court. I'm not sure if you have it already, but
it's signed in feces, Your Honor.
I'm not sure.
Something submitted within an hour of a court hearing, I'm not likely to have. That's
okay. I'm sorry. Yep. I'm sorry. So that's what I was referring to, Your Honor. The plaintiff, the plaintiff can take. We want to call it 7 days to look that over and see what they're going to do about
I
it.
don't call it 7 days.
Get back with us.
Didn't he try
I
with
don't have any
3?
issues, coming back on Zoom and discussing that.
First 3, now it's 7.
Now he wants
that
7.
notarized affidavit issue at all. But just let me know how much I would like the plaintiff to. I would like the plaintiff to submit how much time they need, because I got plenty of time.
Prosecutor.
Your Honor, hello, Your Honor.
No, hold on. I have to endorse
Okay.
the file, sir. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
This guy.
He's trying to run the show too.
And we can actually, and if trial is necessary, we can go to trial. But that's presumptive evidence that must be rebutted. So I believe we do have options, Your Honor.
Always. These guys always.
And I would just like to give the plaintiff a chance to, establish or whatever they need to do on their end.
He's just poking the prosecution, calling them plaintiff.
We're just waiting for them to
Mm-hmm.
see what they're interested in doing, Your Honor.
Okay, so here's then I'll at least identify sort of where we stand at this point. There is not a resolution. The people, the prosecutor, the person you described as plaintiff, the prosecutor has made an offer. You've asked for time to review their offer. You've also asked that the prosecutor, plaintiff as you describe them, you've also asked that the prosecutor review documents that you've turned in today, which the court hasn't even had a chance to see, which if I haven't seen it, that means probably Mr. Morad hasn't had a chance to see it. And so we all have action items, things that need to happen in the next 2 weeks. I can't set it for next week because next week is a Berkeley docket. This is a Royal Oak docket. So it'll be adjourned 2 weeks. Mr. Morad will provide you whatever Mr. Cottrell has presented to this court, and Mr. Cottrell has been made aware of your offer for a dismissal on the driving while license expired and a plea of responsible to the non-reportable civil infraction of expired plate. Once both sides have had a fair chance to offer, to review each other's positions, then we'll come back here. I do think there is a greater benefit in this circumstance to having this matter held in person. So I'm going to set this for an in-person hearing.
There we go. Yeah, you got to show your ass face to face now.
New filings, new documents.
Even better.
I'd rather have them in hand in person, and we can evaluate these right away.
Especially it's like I can just show up Zoom anytime.
Today's the 26th.
Cool, thank you.
Let me hold on 1 second, Your Honor. Let me check. The November 9th is what? What date is that?
It's a Thursday, so it's 2 weeks from today.
Do you have a Tuesday or a Wednesday available?
So I can't do Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Those are
okay,
those are no-go days because those are because there are certain days that we have the city.
I can do it anytime. I got
no time. On Monday. If
Thursday is fine. That Thursday, the November 9th.
So November 9th. Now,
okay, that's fine.
It would be set at 11 a.m.
Oh, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Is that because I can
busy man he is.
I can set it earlier in the morning, but
pay the fee.
Usually is the latest time of the docket.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
He wants to drag it out so he can say, "I won."
Obviously, you're here today, so you did receive notification appropriately, so that helps.
It seems like we're playing a game.
We're sending notice to the right place so that you're aware of proceedings. I've informed you today of the date, and we actually talked about the schedule a little bit. So it's November 9th at 11 a.m. We're still going to send notice anyway. It's going to be in person. I will make sure that the prosecutor, if you drop something off at the court, I'll make sure the prosecutor sees it and reviews it. And I've let you know what they've presented, so you'll consider it over the next 2 weeks, and then we're all together in person on November 9th.
I can see that.
Try to manage this issue together and see if there's a resolution. And if there is no resolution, that's fine. We could try it if we need to, but let's see if there's an opportunity for a resolution after you each have seen the positions of the other. All right.
Your Honor, I got one more thing, Your Honor. The account or the transmitting utility or whatever you want to call it, the defendant is on travel restrictions. I'm sorry. Are those restrictions? I'm sorry, lifted or And also one more issue, Your Honor. The defendant, I'm not sure how you want to call it, but the defendant is owed, I believe, $1,000 for representation for showing up for. I'm not sure what the exact name it is on your end. The bond, I believe it's an appearance bond, and we are requesting that also on behalf of the defendant.
He's asking for $1,000.
Your personal bond was set in this, so you did not have to post any money. No, there's no requirement.
It was the documentation that was received here at our offices was showing a $1,000 appearance bond.
That's why I said
I have to make sure I look that documentation up to be sure.
Let me check with my secretary.
That documentation again, because it says a $1,000 personal recognizance bond. If you look when it says type of bond,
she says she got it, Your Honor.
It says cash surety 10%. That means some money's been posted. There is no money that was posted in this file. There's no record of any money having been posted in this file. That's because the magistrate didn't require that there be any money presented. In addition, there are travel restrictions, but the only travel restrictions are that the defendant may travel for business purposes with proof of itinerary and or work schedule. So
I'm requesting all restrictions be lifted under no conditions at all for the defendant.
Okay.
So we keep running into this issue. We keep running into this issue, and you'll get concerned about, the court perhaps playing some type of game. But the reality is that these bond conditions were set on David Cottrell. All right, and you aren't willing right now to identify yourself as the same. You've indicated
objection, Your Honor. No? I'm not willing to objection. Written objection, Your Honor.
Written objection.
I'm willing to identify myself as a natural living man who happens to be caused.
So wait a second. So wait a second.
I'm representing the defendant who has a name. Who knows? This is a coincidence. Has the name of David Cottrell, Your Honor.
My God.
So sir, the challenge is that the bond conditions were set on David Cottrell. You aren't willing to now identify yourself as David Cottrell, which is fine. I'm not requiring you to do that today. But you also are saying you're representing that person. The challenge is anybody in this court, anybody who comes in this court representing somebody else has to be a lawyer. All right. And you haven't identified yourself as a lawyer yet. Okay. So before we get into all this, you're now making requests for David Cottrell, saying that you just so happen to be sharing or by coincidence the same name. So I'm not going to make any adjustments to this bond, which I think is appropriately set, because I don't have a proper request to change it before me. I don't have David Cottrell himself saying, Judge, I'm David Cottrell. I'd like you to adjust this. I don't have an attorney coming in saying, I represent David Cottrell. I have you saying, I just so happen to be representing David Cottrell. That's not something that affords me the opportunity to sort of follow standard procedure. And I'm not requiring you, sir, right now I'm not locking you in. I'm not saying that you, that you have to set aside, your personal feelings and principles. And I'm not saying anything about that right now, but what you're asking me to do, I can't do for you today. And so that's maybe something that we could take up again in 2 weeks. You take a look at what the prosecutor has, the plaintiff, however you want to describe it. You take a look at what they have to say. He's going to take a look at what you have to say. I'll consider further some of the documents that you've put together. My hope is that we can come up with a resolution, but I'm not making an adjustment today on anything because there are still things that I have to review. There are things that you have to review. There are things that the plaintiff prosecutor has to review. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. I just would like to say for the record, I would like to object. If you would like to have, if it pleases the court for me to have a name, I guess you can call me David Cottrell, Financial Services Corporation. So that's my name. My name is David Gabriel Cottrell, Financial Services Corporation.
Okay.
For the record, so that's my name, David Gabriel Cottrell,
LLC,
Financial Services
Registered.
Corporation.
Copyright.
Okay.
Esquire the third.
Right. Bullshit. We're done for today.
David Cottrell.
Because if I keep going, if I keep going down,
Can I say I got another word for it?
Identified that person as a corporation. Under state of Michigan laws, a corporation must be represented
By
a
a
Well, I'm sorry, not a trust. I'm sorry, David Gabriel Cottrell,
Do you think the judge?
Financial Services Trust.
You get him at every turn. I mean,
Either
you
way,
got it.
we all have work to do on this. So,
Yeah, yep.
Got till November to get it sorted out.
Not making any adjustments to bond. I will take a look at those documents.
It-
Prosecutor
it's-
Willis.
you're right.
I'm sorry, you're not gonna make adjustments for the defendant, correct?
I'm not making any adjustments to the bond for David Cottrell, who was arraigned in this court. They are
You know,
stand in place.
This
Your
isn't
Honor, the
working. This is
reason
when
why-
they start
the reason
falling
why
apart.
I requested that is because, those conditions are very, very expensive. They could run almost into the billions and billions and billions of dollars. So we just want to make that clear for the record that those travel conditions or whatever you have are very expensive. They can run into the trillions. Who knows?
Okay.
So that's why we would like to notify the court and give you a prior notification of those astronomical expenses.
Maybe in the gazillions, Your Honor.
That the individual here today has objected to the bond condition related to restrictions on travel. Not that the David Cottrell cannot travel. He just must provide notification in advance, and travel for business purposes is allowed. There has been some concern that this limited restriction on travel could result in millions, trillions, astronomical.
Right now,
damages.
Your Honor, we're at $5 billion in expenses and fees, just due to those travel restrictions. So we're, what can we do? Our hands are tied.
It's tough. I mean, that's
a tough.
That's tough. That's tough to hear, and I can't imagine. And
how will he ever financially recover from this?
Those potential.
He just filed for bankruptcy.
Challenges. I'll look forward to seeing
LLC.
some sort of documentation of how
Financial
those
trust.
damages are computed, and maybe we can address this again at the next hearing. All right, which will be in person. All right, we'll see everybody back here in 2
By
weeks.
November. It's going to be
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
out there, son.
All right,
Zillions.
Mr. Steinberg, are you ready to talk to your client?
Gazillions.
Finn. That is so pretty. Amazing work.
If it wasn't a Creed frame, I bet it'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's back and forth. It keeps pegging. So, yeah, I might have to give up for the rest of the day because right at the end it just starts.
It's when the end is near and it knows it. That's all it is, Creed. While Creed is recovering. Look, they're going into the spaceship now.
Oh yeah. Well, then we could get there.
Come on, you can make it. Go home. Yeah, so another interesting day of fun and excitement and intrigue amongst the billions of dollars that guy is now out of. I say out of. If you guys would do us a huge favor, go ahead and like the video if you haven't done so already. Don't forget, we got a premiere happening in just about 10 minutes over on We Got a Case. Everyone here is going to be offered the opportunity to go over there and check that out. It's a little bit of Judge DeSanto and a guy wanted to pay his bond with a jar full of change. Yeah, that's right. All that and more, as well as a 3 p.m. premiere that will be happening over on Creedence and Mikey as soon as I get it up, which at my age can take some time.
I can't believe at the end that he said what he did. Is it a matter of them just running out of shit? Basically, they try to control it. It doesn't, and then you just end up with that.
I just don't get it. I'd love to see an itemized bill of all this $5 billion he's out of right now. We did good.
Oh my God,
it seems like we're going to be all right. I got the email. I read the email. I deleted videos, and here we are.
Sent nude pictures to Barcel.
Yes, here you go. Give these to whoever needs them.
That's right. We dodged a bullet express, maybe, allegedly, hopefully.
Right.
Mark, not a lurker. Number one in our book today. Donnie Piggy, Gary, Madonna, baby. Donnie Piggy times J. Bethy, welcome. Brandy, thank you. Bruno, thank you. Paula, thank you. Lady Sky, Tool, Random New York Lawyer, thank you all.
Happy birthday again to Brandy. $5 billion. That's right, kids. See you guys back here live and in person for Florida Friday at 4:05 over on Credence and Mikey, and we got a Chase, as well as members only at 5:30. Romance scams, Creed. We're going to be talking about those during members only. So hope to see everybody back for that. Until then, stay safe, stay hard, stay tuned. We love you. It's Friday.